The Empire League One playoffs, first leg semi-final. Swindon, who finished 6th, against Brentford, who finished 3rd. Commentators Andy Hinchcliffe, Alan Parry.
So 9 months of sweat and toil come down to the next 48 hours for two clubs who reached the playoffs in very different ways. Swindon crept over the line in 6th place, edging out Leyton Orient by only 3 points, while Brentford, of course, were just 1 kick away from automatic promotion, only to see it snatched away in the most heartbreaking fashion imaginable. Andy, how do you assess the playoff prospects of these two teams?
Well, I expect more of what we saw at Bramall Lane last night. It's going to be physical, it'll be high tempo, very nervy as well. We've got two sides here who've been strong defensively all season, but both come into the playoffs in slightly indifferent form. It's about keeping things tight tonight. You want to be in a position to land the killer blow in that second leg on Monday.
A bright, sunny, though windy afternoon here in Wiltshire. Let's have a look at the teams then. Swindon's form trailed off at the end of the season with 4 defeats in their last 6 games. But they do have an excellent record here at the county ground. They're an exceptionally fit side who play a pressing game, and they're notoriously hard to score against. Swindon have several players back from injury today, including midfielder Simon Ferry, and they've chosen Andy Williams in attack in preference to their leading scorer Jim Collins. Well, overcoming the devastation they felt just 7 days ago will surely be the key to Brentford's hopes of reaching the playoff final at Wembley. Like Swindon, they have a young and energetic side, but just how much did last Saturday's, I should say, crushing disappointment take out of them? Uwe Rosler makes 2 changes from that Doncaster game, bringing in Adam Forshaw and Lee Hodson, both defensively minded players, for Toumani Diagouraga and Harry Forrester. Swindon include Alan Navarro and Tommy Miller, both back from injuries on their subs bench. Brentford have their own super sub in Sam Saunders and, of course, Marcello Trotta in reserve. Well, 7 days ago, this young man was in the spotlight. Marcello Trotta's missed penalty meant that Doncaster went up automatically, and Brentford now have to face the playoffs. Andy, what effect do you think all that will have on the Brentford players?
Well, I think it's important that the Brentford squad really come together and rally round Marcello Trotta. He's had a very, very difficult week for obvious reasons, and the big question that still remains for me, do Trotta and Brentford, do they have that character to really recover from that blow of missing out on automatic promotion? Their resolve will severely be tested over these 2 legs. There's a big call from Kevin McDonald to drop Swindon's top scorer. Andy Williams replaces Jim Collins, and that's because Williams is, well, he's not only a goal threat, but he's quicker, he's more mobile than Collins, and his movement will certainly unsettle a Brentford back four that will be well organised and very physical.
Well, Swindon are bidding to gain promotion for the 2nd time in 12 months after winning the League 2 title last season. It's 13 years now since they last played at championship level, 20 years for Brentford, and both clubs are well versed in this end-of-season drama, having reached the playoffs so many times before. But that is where the similarity ends. Swindon have a great record for winning promotion by this route, while Brentford, as you've heard, have never managed it in 6 previous attempts. Of course, today, history counts for nothing. It's all about who has the skill and the nerve to come through this match and Monday's 2nd leg at Griffin Park. And incidentally, it was Brentford who won both the league games during the regular season, 1-0 here and 2-1 at Griffin Park. Brentford in their all-black change strip get us underway. The referee today is Jeff Eltringham, taking charge of his first ever playoff match.
I do sense that this is going to be a very tight game, as it was at Bramall Lane last night. And just looking at Uwe Rosler's team selection, bringing in Forshaw and Hodson, they're very solid in central midfield, and they'll be looking to be solid throughout the game.
And they've made a very solid start as well. Brentford on the back foot from the very first Swindon attack. And the second comes to that. Goalkeeper Simon Moore had to be on his toes.
I'm sure Brentford won't be surprised that Swindon are going to make a fast start. They have to do. Of course, they're at home in this first leg, and they want to take an advantage to Griffin Park. But the first minute of the game already, they're flying down that left-hand side and delivering some balls into the penalty area.
There's Bidwell, who's on loan from Everton, the Brentford left-back. both teams, including the number of loanees. Simon Ferry, former Celtic man, right midfielder for Swindon, who's been out for the last couple of games with a hamstring problem. Bidwell here was the youngest player ever in Everton's history to play in a European tie when he figured for them in a Europa League game, incidentally. Kevin O'Connor letting it go back to Simon Moore, a young goalkeeper who's had an absolutely outstanding season. Shared the club's Player of the Year award with the man in front of him, defender Harley Dean. His kick misses out Clayton Donaldson, but he can try again.
Just looking at the Swindon formation now, I thought it will be 4-4-2 when Brentford have the ball, but when Swindon gets it, Gary Roberts down that left-hand side will push on, and he'll support Williams and Rooney, so at times going forward, Swindon will play with a 4-3-3.
Offside flag. Brentford did have to settle for third place, and teams who finished in that position in the last 2 seasons have actually failed to win promotion through the playoffs. Uwe Rosler's team were 3 places and 5 points above Swindon. Of course, it's been a great week for Germany and the football world. Can he keep that going? Rooney's header giving possession back to Brentford. Clayton Donaldson leading the line for them. And he got the winners in both the league games against Swindon.
He's had a fantastic season, 22 goals in all competitions. He has a really important role to play over these 2 legs. A big target man up against 2 solid centre-halves in Flint and Ward, but he loves a physical battle.
And of course he has Bradley Wright-Phillips alongside him. He made a slow start to his Brentford career on loan from Charlton, but he's really been in form in recent weeks and amongst the goals as well. Here's Forshaw with the early cross. They've got 2 big, strong centre-backs, Swindon. And as I mentioned, a difficult team to score against. A roar there as the referee took a tumble. And Nathan Burns sees it safely out of play. He's one of the players on loan from Tottenham, although I understand he's agreed to join Swindon permanently, irrespective of which division they end up in. Forshaw helping it on again. Wright-Phillips couldn't control it, and that was a tough tackle, but quite rightly brings a free kick for Brentford.
Swindon at the back, they are uncompromising. He will go flying into challenges, but Aidan Flint just overdoes it here. He's late. He's nowhere near the ball, and it's not easy for players in the playoffs. It's not easy for referees as well in the first few minutes of a game. Big challenges like that, the referee's got to be strong.
Forshaw, the man lining up the free kick. Player they signed last summer from Everton after a successful loan spell. Jonathan Douglas alongside him. Maybe teed up here for Bidwell. Well, they've changed their mind anyway. Forshaw's going to take it and presumably aim it into the box, which he duly does. And it had to be chested behind for the first corner of the game. Joe De Vera, the defender.
De Vera had no choice there, but it looked for a time there that Brentford were going to have a strike on goal. There's no one really in the penalty area for the free kick taker to pick out, but in the end they changed their minds and delivered it in there.
Keeper made the right decision. There's Fotheringham. Couldn't afford to try and catch that.
There's 2 big sides here, both goalkeepers, Fotheringham and Moore, need to come off their line if they can and get their fists to the ball just to clear the danger.
Fotheringham was in the PFA Team of the Year for League One. Foul there on Alan McCormack, the Swindon skipper. Fotheringham was also Swindon's Player of the Year. He was the man famously substituted by Paolo Di Canio in the game against Preston North End earlier in the season, when Di Canio was angry about a mistake he made and took him off and brought a young goalkeeper on as a substitute replacement.
We don't see that very often. 21 minutes he was on against Preston, they were 2 down and Paolo dragged him off. There's a bit of unsavoury stuff between Powell and Wes, but they got it all sorted out in the end.
And certainly Fotheringham doesn't seem to have suffered too much, consequently. Bidwell's throw. Brentford justifiably frustrated that they have to go through the agony of the playoffs, because no team in the whole Football League lost fewer games than they did in the regular season. They suffered just 9 defeats. Same total, as it happens, as Sheffield United, who have a 1-0 advantage from the other semi-final against Yeovil. White Phillips loses possession. There's Darren Ward. And at left-back, Nathan Byrne, who launches it long. Looking for Andy Williams.
Yeah, this is what Williams will look to do. He'll try to run in behind that Brentford back four. Just a quick mention, really, the conditions here. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day in Wiltshire, but it is very windy. It's whipping round the ground as well. At times difficult for the players to get the weight of their passing right.
If anything, that wind is against Brentford in this first half. Referee gives Swindon the free kick. Crowd of around 12,000 here, including almost 2,000 who have made the trip along the M4 from Brentford.
Uwe Rosser was talking about the Brentford fans and how they've reacted to that penalty miss against Doncaster. He's been very pleased with the way the fans have got behind the team.
Ward's free kick for Swindon. Brentford unable to get it clear initially, but Douglas back on the edge of his own box to deal with the danger. Former Swindon player, incidentally, Jonathan Douglas. Had almost 100 games for them before his move to Brentford a couple of years ago. Not the best connection from Wright Phillips, nor that one. But Brentford do get the throw. He's played every game since he joined them, on loan from Charlton. Well, Forshaw felt he was going to get a free kick there. It's actually Swindon who got the throw. Ferry for them. Douglas intercepts, and then he was tripped.
Yeah, it's really congested in central areas, both sides really matching up, and there's not a lot of time and space to play in there. You have to be very sure with your first touch and get rid of that ball. Try and turn the opposition if you can. You haven't got time to really get hold of it and try and really play.
Kevin O'Connor, Brentford legend, will take the free kick. His 14th season this in the first team, and he's actually had a long spell out injured when he just returned. He should have taken that penalty, of course, as he is the #1 spot kick taker against Doncaster. Adeyemi's layoff. And the interception by Ward. Hodgson can't keep control on that far side, but Douglas wins it back for Brentford. Logan, an excellent right back, just got a bit too much on that goal kick.
Oh, scrappy the opening 10 minutes of the first leg of a semi-final. You probably expect that. Uwe Rosler's being the manager of the away side. I'm sure he'll take this scoreline come the end of the game, get back to Griffin Park. They've been strong there all season. They look to do the job in the second leg.
O'Connor missed his attempted clearance, and Bidwell with a header back just a little bit too strong for goalkeeper Moore, who couldn't keep it in play. Corner.
And the linesman did well, actually, because the keeper definitely carries this back over the touchline. There's really no danger there. It's a sloppy one, really, but it's his momentum that takes him over the dead ball line. The official's got it spot on.
Swindon have the giant central defender Aidan Flint as a real target here. Gary Roberts will take the kick, and he is the dead ball specialist. And delivered into the right area. Couldn't do so second time.
Well, it seems that Brentford are possibly using a zonal marking system, and that's dangerous against Swindon. They're a big side, the two centre-halves Flint and Ward, as we've just seen, will come up for the back, and you have to be organised if you do mark zonally.
Roberts again. There's McCormack. Byrne lifts it forward. Flint has remained in the Brentford penalty area from the earlier set piece. Now Byrne's giving it away here to Douglas. Good covering by McCormack to help out his back four, two of whom were still in the opposition half. A pretty cynical foul. And then he kicked the ball away. Dean, he could be in trouble for that.
Well, Harley Dean, this type of situation, under this type of pressure, just clear your lines, put the ball out of play, you take a risk, you give possession away, you give free kicks away. In a very dangerous area, it's the wrong choice.
The referee took no further action against him, but they better be careful because Mr. Eltringham has produced 3 red cards in the last 3 games he's refereed. Long line of players near the penalty spot. Well, I don't know whether that was the wind or simply an inaccurate kick, but Luongo should have done better.
Kevin McDonald will be, well, fairly happy with the way these teams have approached the opening 12 minutes of the game, but set pieces are going to be vital, and that was just a poor delivery. The wind did get hold of the ball, but in that type of area, you've got to put the quality in for the big man up from the back.
He's won just 4 of his dozen games in charge so far, but that's enough for Swindon to qualify for these playoffs, and they have a very proud history in the playoffs. They won promotion this way in the very first season they were introduced back in 1987. Dean's clearance. Guevara with the early throw. Held up cleverly. And Dean again the first to react when the ball came into the Brentford box. McCormack with the cross.
Well, it's going to be very hard for Swindon to break Brentford down. In theory, Brentford are playing 4-4-2, but Bradley Wright-Phillips is dropping back into midfield, so it's in essence 4-5-1, and Kevin McDonald, I'm sure he's going to encourage his team to get the ball into wide areas and deliver from there, because there's so many black shirts defending their goal, it's hard to get through.
Donaldson won the header, but he and Wright-Phillips got in each other's way rather there. Saved by Logan. Brentford's throw. Typically frenetic opening. The kind of start that we've come to expect in these tense playoff matches. Williams having to shield his eyes from the sun there. And Ward gets it safely back to Fotheringham. And aided by the wind, his kick went a very long way. Rather more difficult for Moore against the wind, which took it straight out of play.
Well, most fans would probably think playing with the wind is easier, but you can just see there, defenders trying to play the ball forward. You've got to change the amount of pace you put on the ball, the amount of flight on it, because the wind gets hold of it. The strikers have no chance of gaining possession.
Came off O'Connor's head for another Swindon throw. Swindon with an excellent home record, unbeaten in their last 5 games here at the county ground, and only 1 defeat in the last 13. That's good football from Roberts. Here's Byrne. Twist and turn, and he got his cross in as well. Much too deep. Actually spent some time on loan at Brentford a couple of years ago, Nathan Byrne.
He's a very versatile player as well. I saw him play right back against Doncaster, played very well in that position, and for modern footballers that versatility is very important for managers to be able to call on. If you have injuries, suspensions, you can switch players around, especially young players. He's got a big future.
Yeah, he is a right-footed player, really. James McEverley would normally be at left back, but he's been out injured. Volleyed back in there by De Vera. Dean with the clearance. Ward heads back. Forshaw. There's Logan again. Hudson. And the keeper judged it correctly. Well, we saw him in action with Sheffield United last night. Chris Morgan, the caretaker boss of the Blades. Just that one goal against Yeovil. And the second leg of that match, like this semi-final on Bank Holiday Monday. Bidwell seemed to lose the flight of the ball in the sunshine there, and that enabled the cross to come in.
I can see that Swindon are very keen when they get the ball into wide areas, only maybe 1 or 2 touches, then they deliver. They don't try and run the ball into the penalty area. They're getting it out of their feet and they're getting the ball into the danger zone. It's then really up to teammates to get in there. And the end of decent, that's a fantastic ball in, actually. Teammates have to get up in support.
Williams delivered. Now he's in that crowd of players again, gathered around the penalty spot. Cormac winning it back and drives it along the ground. It was a sensible cross. Off O'Connor for a corner.
It was a great little touch from Gary Roberts just to play it around the corner from McCormack. And Gary Roberts, I feel, is a very important player for Swindon.
With his delivery and this strong wind, this could be a real problem again for Brentford. But they are standing up to it well. Luongo's shot easily blocked. Cleared by Adeyemi. Well, the free kick has gone against Luongo, with Swindon thinking it was going in their favour. Swindon have a good record in these first leg playoff games. They've won 5 of their previous 6. Different teams, of course, to the one out there today. Byrne keeps it in play. And the goalkeeper came a long way.
And once again, it's Harley Dean just waiting for his goalkeeper. Harley Dean is first to the ball. Just deal with it as a defender. Get rid of it. Don't wait for your goalkeeper in dangerous areas. And a couple of occasions, Harley Dean has made the wrong choice, and both times they've just about got away with it.
Succession of early corners here for Swindon in the opening 20 minutes. Not the best delivery by Luongo. And then a poor ball from Nathan Byrne. Bidwell slipped there, and that could cause problems against Ferry. The layoff just behind McCormack, but Roberts takes over and goes for goal.
Oh, Gary Roberts has a fantastic left foot. There's possibly just a touch on the shot as well, but his first thought, once again, with the wind behind him, get it out of his feet and get the shot away. And he's going to drift into these type of areas, Gary Roberts. He won't just stay wide. He'll go and get involved, and I think the touch on the ball is what takes it up and over the bar.
Roberts figuring in the playoffs for the 4th season in a row, the previous 3 with Huddersfield. who were finally successful in them last season. A real scramble there as well from that delivery by Luongo. Donaldson hacks it clear for Brentford, who are under real pressure at the moment.
From those set pieces, Brentford to me do not seem comfortable at all, and I feel it's down to the way that they're marking zonally. There's red shirts getting into gaps, and it's a decent opportunity.
Ward onto Flint. Smacked it straight against Wright Phillips, who tries to pick out Donaldson. Turn back with an excellent recovery. Now Ward for Swindon. Luongo caught in possession. Douglas, here's Wright Phillips. And that's a lovely ball for Forshaw. What a chance for him. Oh dear.
Well, in tight games and tight playoff matches, you don't get too many opportunities as the away side. And this is a big one for Brentford. They've been under pressure, but on the counter-attack, they get midfielders breaking forward. That's what Forshaw does. Excellently timed run. He just waits long enough, but give the keeper Fotheringham some credit here. He stays on his feet. He doesn't give Forshaw a lot to shoot at, but at the very least, you've got to hit the target from that position.
And that's what the manager thought of it. Forshaw hasn't scored now since Boxing Day. And that, far and away, the best chance of the opening quarter here.
And that's exactly Brentford's game plan. They're going to sit deep. They've got a very compact midfield four. If they can win the ball back, nick it on the halfway line, get those dynamic players breaking beyond that Swindon back four. There's a golden opportunity, and Uwe Rosler knows it.
That really held up again in the wind. Charged down by McCormack, just what they've come to expect from an all-action player who under Paolo Di Canio figured as centre-back, full-back on occasions, but this is the position he enjoys best in the middle of midfield. He didn't really enjoy that challenge though, did he?
He does work incredibly hard. He's closing down Harley Dean, who really can only take two touches, try and get it out of his feet and try and deliver. McCormack is on him so quickly. I'm not sure whether it's an impact injury or a stretch, possibly just his ankle is at his thigh. I think he's stretching his thigh off there, so I'm sure that Kevin McDonald will not want him to come off. He's a very important player for Swindon.
Didn't even need treatment in the end.
You can see how Swindon, the home side, are really coming on strong. It's about making good opportunities. When you have over 70% of possession, it's about carving out chances. It's going to be absolutely crucial in this game.
McCormack straight back into the thick of it.
I have to say, although even though Swindon are dominating the possession, the one golden chance in the game has come from Brentford with Forshaw.
Luongo. And again, decent cross too. Bidwell had to be on his toes then. Cleared by Dean. McCormack keeps the pressure on here. And no offside chance for Rooney. Good save by Moore.
Well, I'm not sure whether the shot was actually on target, but Simon Moore, he reads this absolutely brilliantly. He looks at the body shape of the striker, makes his mind up and makes a good stop.
Bird. Big shout for a handball from the home fans. The referee says no. Well, now, was that a foul? It looked as though they just came together there, Donaldson and Flint, but a free kick's been given.
Yeah, it did look slightly clumsy, two big men chasing the ball down, and I think from Flint's reaction, he's not complaining too much. Donaldson's actually across him, and the referee's absolutely right, because Donaldson's going to get to that ball first. Flint comes across him, catches him. It is a free kick.
Big defender they signed from non-league Alfreton a couple of years ago. Bidwell and Forshaw, the two men over the ball. Poor delivery in the end from Jake Bidwell.
Forshaw's had a fantastic chance. There's a wonderful one down the other end as well with Adam Rooney. Sloppy defensively from Brentford. Their line is all wrong when the ball is flicked on. You see Bidwell is actually playing on. Adam Rooney hits it out of his feet, doesn't even take a touch, makes his mind up, but it's all down to Simon Moore. And the keeper makes his mind up very quickly, reads what Rooney's going to do. It's an important save.
De Vera got that one all wrong. Back in again from Flint. Now, well, that's a big call by the referee. When Dean and Rooney came together, there was certainly contact, shall we say.
I think the only thing that saves Harley Dean here is that there's no way that Rooney's possibly going to reach this ball. It's very clumsy from Harley Dean, and when you're the last man, you can see he actually steps across. There's a bit of contact. Actually, Adam Rooney does go to ground fairly easily. I think he knows he's not going to reach the through ball.
Cleared by Darren Ward. Dean underneath it again for Brentford. And the referee has brought Swindon back for the free kick.
I'll tell you what, Harley Dean is right in the thick of it. To me, I just wonder whether he led with an elbow there. He's had a bit of a tough time in the opening half an hour. He's made some major errors, but I just wondered here, as he challenged for the ball, did he leave with an elbow and catch the Swindon striker?
Just 21, had an outstanding first season. They signed him from Southampton. Luongo's free kick. Seems to be everywhere at the moment. Dean. Luongo. Here's Williams. Got round Douglas impressively, and the cross was good. Kept alive by Roberts. And that's another corner.
There's a real flexibility to the way that Swindon are attacking, and they're really pulling this Brentford back four all over the place, playing with a high tempo as well.
Byrne. Well, that's brilliant football. And Wright Phillips keeps going down the right-hand side, and he's got support there from Hodgson. Excellent run, though, by Bradley Wright Phillips. Wright Phillips is in the centre now with Donaldson. Here is Donaldson. Dean battling again to win it back. Crowd have certainly taken a dislike to him. But he's done well here to find Donaldson. Flint across on the cover. Getting lively now. Bidwell's clearance. Luongo caught in possession, not for the first time, but he has been given the free kick.
I expected a really physical contest between these two. I just wondered, did I do Harley Dean a disservice? It's actually a clash of heads. It's not really leading with an elbow at all. This is debatable. When the ball gets flicked on, Harley Dean collides with Adam Rooney, but to me the centre forward is looking to make something of that. I'm not sure he's going to reach the ball.
Half an hour gone, and this strong wind, really, Andy, is spoiling it as a spectacle.
That's the problem. We know these sides were going to be very closely matched, but the wind is blowing as it is. It's very difficult for both sides to get any rhythm in their play.
Quite an open stadium here at the county ground. Rivera's header on, cleared again by D. Luongo, that's a good ball. Williams in strongly. Logan launches it towards Donaldson. Douglas. That looked a fair shout for a free kick for Brentford. More looking for Donaldson on the right.
As you mentioned, Alan, it's the referee's first taste of the playoffs, and for Jeff Elchingham it really is a baptism of fire, because there's so many challenges going in and he really has to be eagle-eyed and really has to concentrate to get his decisions right.
Sure, he got that one right. Darren Ward, very experienced defender, former Millwall, will take the free kick. His fellow central defender, Flint, has gone forward for it. But it sails straight out of play. Well, in this welter of playoffs, they just come thick and fast now. And Burton Albion take on Bradford tomorrow live from 11:55 AM on Sky Sports 2 HD. Burton with a slight advantage there, as indeed have Northampton, who have to go to Cheltenham. That also live from 4:30 on Sky Sports 1 HD. Huge kick again there from Fotheringham. Bidwell clears. Douglas.
Side.
De Vera. Douglas had to be quick, as indeed did Logan. McCormack. Looking for Rooney, coming in from the right. De Vera with the throw. He was Paolo Di Canio's first signing, by the way. Got him from Barnet. Another good clearance by D. McCormack. Now Byrne. Roberts with the cross. And a chance! And the goalkeeper did really well there, because it looked for a second as though the bounce was going to make the ball head for that top corner.
Well, this is the difference for me when Swindon get the ball into wide areas. Roberts with that left foot, great delivery. Andy Williams maybe just misjudges the flight. He's not sure it's going to actually reach him. Doesn't time his jump at all. Once he heads it down, all the pace comes off the ball, and it's a comfortable stop for the keeper.
Powerful challenge coming in from Flint.
He's been the tail of this first half. Challenges flying in left, right and centre. Bradley Wright-Phillips just late. Catching Aidan Flint there, and the referee should really give him a free kick for that.
Wright-Phillips involved again, and the volleyed cross earns Brentford a corner. Wind, if anything, is getting even stronger now. Dean went up for it. Douglas. But he didn't give Donaldson much chance with that. And Swindon had the throw-in as well.
Well, Swindon are working very hard defensively every time Brentford pick the ball up. We just saw it there with Douglas. They're getting closed down. There's a lack of quality in Brentford when they're going forward. They're just not getting their passes. Just not putting 5 or so passes together, relieving some of the pressure and building up some momentum going forward.
Luongo lifts it forward. Roberts will chase it all the way. Well watched, though, by Shalem Logan, who's made more appearances for Brentford this season than any other player. He's only missed one league game. Hasty clearance by De Vera. Did well. Runs straight into De Vera. Fall short. He did well to get his cross in from such a tight position.
It's a bit of a better spell from Brentford. They're just keeping the ball and they've taken some of the sting out of the game.
Bidwell, cleared again by De Vera. And the flick on from Rooney to Williams. Once again, Logan covered. Here's Wright Phillips. He's done well here. And lays it on for Douglas.
Oh, the ball coming across your body like it's difficult to put your laces through it. Tries to open his body out, Jonathan Douglas, and guide it into that top corner. It's really good movement once again off the ball from Bradley Wright Phillips. Has the intelligence, the balance to pick out Douglas. That's a difficult skill trying to plant it in that top corner from there.
Williams. That was a dangerous ball. And here he is again. Forshaw clears. Straight back in from Flint. And then Harley Dean was caught as he played the ball forward. Free kick.
Well, 6 attempts on goal at least in this first half. The problem is for Brentford, for the away side, they haven't hit the target. Had a golden chance when Forshaw broke clear. Should really have tested Foderingham.
Donaldson did well. Bravely closed down by Forshaw. But he felt that. Straight back by O'Connor. Yemi. Luongo plays it long. Difficult one this for goalkeeper and defender, but this time their communication was good.
As soon as that ball bounces, Harley Dean does have a problem, but the wind carries that ball all the way through to Simon Moore, and in the end his positioning is pretty good on the edge of his penalty area.
Didn't even reach the halfway line, his clearance. Oh, what a good challenge that was by O'Connor. There's Luongo. Roberts. Excellent tackle by Logan. Straight back in from Ward. Wright Phillips. O'Connor. Now Bidwell. Good ball for Donaldson. Forshaw. Offside. Well, what do you think his view will be at the moment?
Well, I think for managers going into the playoffs, I know it's a two-legged affair and they'd rather be away from home in the first leg, so we won't be disappointed. I think it doesn't matter about performances, it's about results, and he'll want to take something positive back to Griffin Park, as will Kevin McDonald. He wants his side to push on, maybe in the second half. But I feel they do need at least a goal to take to Brentford.
Brentford's 4th consecutive season this in League One. Swindon, of course, hoping to achieve back-to-back promotions. Roberts. Ward. Another free kick has been given to the home side.
Well, this is a real opportunity as we close in on half-time. Adeyemi not happy at all. Did he come through the back of Roberts? He certainly caught him. He's nowhere near the ball, so it's a risky challenge to make, and he's paid a price.
He won promotion from this division with Norwich. He's on loan from them. Massimo Luongo, who, despite the Italian name, is actually an Aussie from Sydney, will take the free kick. Flint keeps it alive. That's a difficult one for Moore, and that's excellent goalkeeping.
Well, it's fantastic work from the keeper. He never takes his eyes off this ball. He doesn't look at who's closing in on him. All he concentrates on is making a clean catch. You can see their eyes on the ball all the way into his gloves. That's great keeping.
Well, no wonder 1 or 2 Premier League clubs have been taking a long look at him. Poor clearance there from De Vera, groans from the crowd. Like Phillips. Luongo there to win it back. Roberts. Williams down the centre, but again Moore anticipates the danger.
Well, this game for me is a very similar feel to the Sheffield United Yeovil game we saw last night. There's plenty of application, desire, lots of challenges. I'm just really struggling for real quality, and I think the conditions have something to do with that as well.
Brentford's right, Phillips seems to be the player to me that does, when he has possession, bring quality to the play. More hard work from Roberts. O'Connor has to win this, and made absolutely sure he got his clearance right. It's gone over the roof of the main stand. Ward has an injury at the moment for Swindon. Darren Ward.
Well, the Brentford players here were complaining about a challenge on Adam Forshaw. It should have been a free kick, and it certainly should have been, but Brentford still had the ball. The referee's trying to do his best. He's trying to play the advantage for the away side, but that's a really clumsy challenge from Luongo.
Ward's okay. He's limping forward for this Swindon throw. It's good football. Till that moment, anyway. Good interplay, though, involving Byrne and Roberts. Dean with the clearance. Straight back in again from Ward. Just a minute of stoppage time as Logan and Roberts have a little disagreement.
It's certainly been fractious in this first half. It's what you really would expect, but the referee, to me, has done really well. Actually, I was going to say, he's not actually booked anyone in this first half. Could easily have done so. But he's finally had enough, and it's Gary Roberts who's going to have his name taken. It's Roberts and Logan. Well, the touchline is clumsy. Not sure whether it is an intentional trip, but there's a bit of a coming together there. There's a bit of pushing and shoving. Didn't seem too much in that. I'm surprised the referee has gone for the yellow card.
Donaldson's back header. Devera gets it back from Ferry. Luongo. Ward. Now Byrne. And there is the half-time whistle. Well, a game of very few goal-scoring opportunities. The best fell to Brentford's Adam Forshaw, but he pulled his shot wide of the far post. Adam Rooney had his moments as well for Swindon. But at half-time here at the county ground, it's goalless. Swindon Town 0, Brentford 0. Not at the moment. Both teams as they were at kick-off. Swindon are League One's top scorers at home this season, and they have easily the best defensive record as well. So Brentford, I'm sure, will be pleased to start the second half on level terms and with the wind at their backs, although it does seem, Andy, to have dropped a little during the interval.
It has, it's dropped slightly, but I'm sure it's going to pick up again. But Brentford, well, I'm sure they've learned some lessons, and Uwe Rosler might have mentioned to his team about how Swindon played the conditions, and will Brentford have learned lessons? They got it wrong many times, Swindon, playing those forward balls too long, travelling through to the goalkeeper. Will Brentford play any better with the wind at their backs?
And of course, Swindon, unlike Brentford, have a good record in the playoffs, having reached the final in 4 of the 6 seasons that they have qualified for them. And they've twice won promotion this way. Memorably, of course, they made it to the Premier League 20 years ago through the playoffs. As the managers share a little chat. Had plenty of time to turn there and lay it off, Williams. Now he gets himself into the penalty area. Roberts is there as well, and McCormack. Slipped by Luongo, but they keep possession with Devera playing it in. McCormack, who's onside. Brentford were expecting a flag.
Well, Brentford really have to get themselves set. They have to be organised, because Swindon really mean business.
Byrne. Roberts, good crosser of the ball normally, but Logan blocked it this time. Byrne. Roberts again. Denied again by Logan. Byrne battling hard here. Launch forward for Donaldson, but met by the head of Flint. Devera. Ward. Byrne. It's good football that from Swindon. And Andy Williams was claiming he was being held there. Frantic start, just as we had in the first half.
It's been incredibly competitive. Just wondering, there's a bit of contact. Harley Dean just wrestling. Andy Williams, 2 centre-halves are getting very tight to the Swindon attackers.
Donaldson's header. Playoffs have been going for 26 years now, and they always entertain. Maybe the quality of the football isn't always of the highest standard, but with so much at stake, 9 months of football encapsulated in just 2, or for the lucky ones 3 games. Perhaps we can't expect that, but they're always eventful, always exciting. Interception by D. Ward's clearance. Roberts. McCormack. On the right-hand side is Ferry. Devera. McCormack again. Ferry holding it up for Devera. Forshaw blocked his way forward, and that's good defending by Brentford.
It's noticeable that Swindon, since we've changed ends, are trying to keep the ball on the floor and get the ball into the feet of the strikers. In the first half, playing long forward balls over the back of the Brentford back four. Maybe Kevin McDonald said, look, with the conditions, let's try and use the wind to our advantage. It's going to hold up. Let's try and get the ball into feet and get our midfielders involved in the game more.
It's his first real job as a manager. He had caretaker spells in charge of Leicester and Aston Villa. He was at Villa Park for 17 years in all, where he had a great reputation for bringing through young players, many of whom, of course, are in Paul Lambert's first-team squad these days. De Vera, McCormack, Berry. Rooney. Luongo's got himself into a good position in the box, but the cross blocked and dealt with by Bidwell. Certainly done a good job in lifting his players from the gloom they must have been feeling a week ago. You might have heard that he took them to a supporters function. Didn't want them to dwell too long on their disappointment, and that seemed to have done the trick. A few beers often does.
It relaxes everybody, doesn't it? But I'm sure the one thing Uwe Rossiter has said to his players is, look, OK, we're a penalty kick away from getting promoted, but we finished third, we deservedly finished third, had a very strong season. If we take that form into the playoffs, we have every chance of going up at Wembley.
But it's no wonder Brentford's fans dread the playoffs. They've been involved, remember, 6 times before and never won promotion this way. Cleared by Logan. Donaldson's layoff. White Phillips fails to get it back to him. Hodgson. Burn. Well, of course, he had great success, Steve Coppell, in his days at Brentford. Now director of football at Crawley. Phillips with a little flick on there. Forshaw. Hodgson holds it up. Logan's cross is a good one, and it had to be met by De Vera. McCormack, that looked a risky ball, and so was that from McCormack. Taking a few chances there.
Well, they're certainly trying to play a bit more football, but they're running a risk trying to play out from the back like that. They give one cheap ball away, and Brentford could be right at them.
Got away with that, Alan McCormack. Bidwell first to meet it. All the way back to the free kick taker, Flint. Under pressure there.
Get outside.
Handball spotted.
It's a very physical Brentford back four, and those long forward balls that have plenty of flight on them. It's easy for those defenders to come and attack the ball and clear their lines. So Swindon really have to try and get it on the floor. They've been doing that in the opening 5 or 6 minutes or so. They've got to continue to be brave, try and get the wide players in the game, but keep the ball on the floor.
Home fans unhappy that Simon Moore's taken a long time to deliver the free kick, and when he did, it sailed straight out of play. Douglas won the header. McCormack plays it back in. And away and out by Bidwell. Came off Forshaw this time. Swung in towards Rooney, edge of the box. Williams and Roberts were with him. The layoff there by Donaldson. Logan takes it on. Well, the linesman was actually signalling a free kick for Brentford, and then the referee overruled him and gave it to Swindon.
Just mass confusion, two players coming together, and one of the officials thinks it's a foul one way. The referee says, no, I'll take charge of this and give it the correct way. For me, Logan just clips the back of the heels of the, is it Luongo, I think it goes to ground. That's the decision. The free kick should be Swindon's way. And finally they get there.
Ben. Roberts. That's a great ball from Roberts. Rooney couldn't reach it.
Well, it was a fabulous ball from Roberts, and he is capable of this with his left foot, but the ball just seemed to bounce up, and that took it away from Adam Rooney. But once he gets it out of his feet, he just delivers, Roberts. It's just the bounce of this ball. He just can't catch up with it, Rooney. Fabulous delivery, and behind that Brentford back four, that's what they need to keep doing. Just couldn't collect it.
Cleared only as far as McCormack. It'll come back in again now. Flicked on by Ward. Douglas was there for Brentford to deal with the danger. And Donaldson fails to hold on to it. Pressure again on Brentford here. Luongo shot, and it bounced straight into the arms of Moore.
It's optimistic, it's a long way out, and the bounce of the ball actually helps the keeper to watch it all the way into his gloves. Good positioning from Simon Moore once again, but Swindon just turning the screw and putting Brentford under some pressure. They have to do this in the second half. They need a goal.
Dean. Helped out by Forshaw. Here's Williams. Barry takes over. And Forshaw got there ahead of De Vera. However, it's been given away to Luongo. Good spell this for Swindon. Can Donaldson help to relieve the pressure for Brentford? No, he can't. Aaron Ward. That's short for Byrne. He had to slide in, he had to win it.
He had to time that well, Byrne, because if he got it wrong, it's certainly going to be a free kick that he was going to give away, and he could have been booked as well. It's a sloppy pass from Darren Ward. Lots of players out there, maybe it's the nerves. Some of the passing has been really sloppy.
O'Connor. And that's too far ahead of Bidwell. Luongo. Mistakes by both sides at the moment. Will it be a mistake that leads to the opening goal? Rooney tries the header.
Rooney trying to head this goalwards, and I just wonder whether Gary Roberts at the far stick could have collected this ball if Rooney had missed it. And the centre forward, it's a difficult one. He's off balance, he's moving away from goal. It's a decent ball in. It's a very, very difficult chance for the centre forward to try and even keep that on target.
Scored 4 goals in his last 9 games. Adam Rooney is on loan here from Birmingham, and Kevin McDonald hoping to make that deal permanent. Cleared by Flint. Hodgson. And again. Kernahan and Peter Farrell, members of the coaching team at Brentford.
Maybe Ross will be fairly happy with the scoreline at the moment, but his concern will be his side are being forced back, and Swindon are creating a lot of pressure. I was just wondering about Tinker with the system, possibly personnel as well. Will he change things around to cope?
Roberts delivers again, away by O'Connor. Good ball, a shout from the home fans, nothing given. De Vera. Well, it's been a war of attrition in the opening hour of this game. Whose nerve will break first? Rooney coming in to meet the cross and foul the goalkeeper, I thought.
He's never going to reach this ball, Adam Rooney. It's a nasty challenge because the keeper's always first to it. Simon Moore's been excellent. Decision-making's been good. He's come off his line at the right times, and he was always going to collect this, and the centre-forward, to me, has intentionally just jumped into him. He's never going to reach that before the keeper.
Rooney got a lecture from referee Altrincham, but no card.
I'd have to say the booking for Gary Roberts in the first half was for a lesser offence than the challenge we've just seen. Not saying that was too malicious, but there were plenty of heavy challenges in the first half, so that booking really of Roberts was nonsensical.
Well, the home fans are on Simon Moore's case again here. He's certainly not in a hurry with these free kicks and goal kicks. I think that was the case that Kevin McDonald was making earlier to the fourth official, Andy Woolmer.
I think in the second leg we're going to see Wes Foderingham probably do exactly the same thing, just take his time with his clearances.
Absolutely. Logan has got away from two challenges here. Wright Phillips claiming a handball.
And the ball just seemed to flick up off Wright Phillips. I'm not sure whether it was inside the penalty area. It seemed right on the edge, and was it a clear handball? Hard to maybe tell. The ball just flicked up. Oh, certainly the right hand. The referee seemed to be in a good position. Hard to say whether it was inside the box, though.
So difficult, those situations where the ball comes at defenders quickly. Moore delivers it long to Donaldson, but it's bounced all the way through again. Simon Moore not yet got the judgment of his kicking right, with the wind behind him in this half.
I just wonder whether this was inside the penalty area or not. Certainly bounces up off Bradley Wright Phillips. We've seen free kicks and penalties possibly given for that. This will give us a better idea whether it was a penalty or not. Certainly outside the box. Certainly a hint of hand, and the referee was in a good position to see it.
Burn in strongly. Logan for Brentford. The layoff finds Douglas. Away by Ward. Here's Byrne. Well, there's been much to admire from both sides in terms of commitment and energy out there. What it has lacked, though, Andy, so far, is that little touch of quality that could make all the difference.
That's what it's all about, is finding that touch of quality, and that's, I'm sure, what the managers are thinking about. They know it's going to be very tight. Possibly a goal could separate these teams come the end of the game, but it's just finding that one player who can just take a breath and deliver a decent ball in or a good finish. It could change the course of this game and, of course, the tie as well.
Rooney holding it up well, and Williams went to meet it again. Safe hands from Moore.
He's a big goalkeeper, but it is about timing, it's about decision-making for keepers, and once again, Simon Moore, excellent.
Luongo. Hodgson. Logan. Cleared by Ward. Well, they had the biggest crowd at Griffin Park for many years last Saturday for the Doncaster game. I'm sure there'll be another big attendance on Monday for the second leg of this semi-final. But what scoreline will Brentford be taking into it?
I think both managers have to think about that second leg with it coming so quickly. They think about the energy levels of their players, and that might make them force them to make some substitutions. So think about who's going to be available and who's going to be ready to play in that second leg, which is going to prove decisive, I'm sure.
Oh, Lord, with a complete miss kick. Donaldson following it in. Helped out there by Flint. Adeyemi's layoff. Forshaw. Back to Adeyemi, who's had a quiet game. Not a bad cross. Hodgson knocking it back into the danger area. Luongo clears for Swindon.
Once again, the home fans not happy. That's just really a hopeful forward ball. It's not giving really anything to chase there, Luongo. He just drills it forward, straight out of play. Gives the ball back to Brentford, and the game really is getting scrappy.
Rooney. De Vera plays it long. Luongo. That's great play. And that's a good ball as well for Rooney.
It's really good defending from Jake Bidwell. He knows he can't win the first ball, but he just gets his body in the right position and he's able to clear his lines.
Luongo. McCormack. Well, the crowd told him to shoot. He obliged. But they weren't expecting a shot like that.
He certainly didn't catch it cleanly, but Jonathan Douglas comes flying out of defence. He's working so hard in midfield. You see him here. He knows that the shot's coming in. He goes flying in the face of McCormack. And Brentford are working very hard to keep that clean sheet.
Williams. Douglas. Flicked on by Adeyemi to Donaldson. He hasn't had much to feed off today.
I was going to say the Brentford front two, it's been very, very difficult. Swindon have forced Brentford back, and the service up to Donaldson and Mike Phillips has been sketchy.
Brentford will make the first substitution of the game. Donaldson dispossessed. Luongo just ran into Adeyemi, but it breaks for Roberts. That's so unlike him.
And he's the one player in that Swindon shirt that I feel could provide real quality to open this game up. Discuss the cross. We need to get the ball to him more often. He's not really had the ball last 10 minutes or so, but in positions like this, with his ability, at the very least, he should be putting a decent ball in for his strikers to attack.
Now Brentford will make that change. The player coming on, Farid El Alagoui, a Moroccan, who's just come back from a serious knee injury, and he will replace Bradley Wright-Phillips. He had a lot of success in the Scottish League with Falkirk. He was top scorer for them last season with 28 goals.
Well, it was an interesting change. If it's not an injury to Bradley Wright-Phillips, he's been impressive for Brentford. I just wonder whether Uwe Rosser is thinking about that second leg and he wants his key men available for it.
Roberts. A much better cross this time. However, Ferry had to stretch to control it. Now De Vera. McCormack. Ferry again. The cross towards Rooney, but he doesn't miss those, Simon Moore.
The Swindon players, when they're delivering from wide areas, they have to play the balls in with a bit of pace, keep them nice and flat. Anything in the air, Moore is just going to come off his line, and 3 or 4 occasions in this second half he's collected easily.
Adeyemi hits it long for Hodgson. been so much action in the Football League this week, we've almost forgotten the Premier League. But what a match tomorrow at Anfield as Liverpool take on Everton, live from 1 on Sky Sports 1 HD. And that, of course, is followed by another huge clash at Old Trafford, Manchester United versus Chelsea. Quite a day, wasn't it, in the Championship? And I'm sure that Brentford fans will sympathise with Watford, and indeed Hull, for the agonies their fans went through today. Here's Rooney with the layoff. Williams looking for the early cross. It's come instead to... oh, it's a superb goal by Luongo! Swindon take the lead, another blow for Brentford after their devastation of just a week ago.
Well, we talked about a team finding a piece of real quality. We've just seen it from Massimo Luongo, but what he does really well here, he uses Jonathan Douglas as a screen. His first touch is excellent. He knows he can't get power in his shot, and he just passes this ball past the Brentford midfielder. That means that Simon Moore just simply can't see the ball until it's too late. It's a great first touch out of his feet, but once Douglas comes to him, he just uses him as a screen and bends it round him, and once he does that, the keeper Moore has a real problem and can't get across. It's quite brilliant from Luongo, the touch of quality we needed. It's a stunning opening goal.
Massimo Luongo on loan here from Tottenham, with only the second goal he's ever scored for Swindon, and what a day to get it.
Well, that could be absolutely critical in the complexion of this tie, but everything's been so fast and furious, and there's been challenges flying in. Just for a second there, everything seemed to stop when he took possession of the ball, and the quality just shone through.
Right into the corner, where Moore was unable to reach.
I think Douglas though made his mind. And once he was closed down, he knew he couldn't get the powerful shot away, use his laces, so he thought, I've got to use the instep, whip this ball, just pass it into the corner. It's so intelligent to think that quickly when a defender is on you. Very hard to get your thoughts straight and do what is needed to score.
Rooney heads on, cleared by Douglas. Here's Donaldson. Nice touch from him. Hodson's cross straight against Ward.
You see Ugo Rossi there, he's urging his team up the field. He feels they're dropping too deep, they're dropping back onto the edge of their own penalty area. The midfielder dropping back on top of the back four, and it's just inviting Swindon on.
How will Brentford respond? Disappointingly so in Logan's case there. It's the Swindon fans celebrating at the moment. They've certainly had an eventful few years as well. Promotion twice, relegation twice for Swindon in the last 7 seasons. And they also reached the playoff final in this division 3 years ago now, losing to Millwall. Will their excellent playoff record continue? They've got a free kick. Crucially, they've got the lead.
Ugo Rossi won't be happy that his team have conceded, but I think he'll feel it's a disaster if they come away from the county ground with just a 1-0 defeat. But the way Swindon are going about things, this last 15 minutes could be very interesting. If they get a second, a 2-0 lead to take to Griffin Park could make that second leg very interesting.
Flint pointing to where he wants the ball played. And McCormack Julie delivers as well. And Rooney in with a chance. He's claiming a handball there, but referees wave play on as Byrne plays it back in. They've got to stay strong here, Brentford. And Moore did just that up against Flint.
Well, the away side are under massive pressure here. It's pretty obvious that Swindon are going for the jugular. They're looking for a second goal. It's Kevin O'Connor who just about gets to this ball. And the claiming a handball didn't seem to me to get anywhere near his arm. His arm is extended. Did it touch him? Well, It's hard to say, it's very hard for the referee to look through all those bodies and be absolutely sure that there is contact with the arm.
Bidwell. For sure. Douglas takes over and finds Donaldson. Here's Douglas again. Oh, and it's broken here for Rooney. Great chance for him, and a great save by Moore.
Well, Simon Moore could pretty much have kept Brentford in this tie, but Uwe Rosser will be livid because his two fullbacks have gone missing. And Brentford have been left 2-on-2 at the back, and at this stage of the game, that can't happen. You've got to stay as a four, a defensive four. They're getting pulled and pushed everywhere. And then Moore does well. He's spread himself really big. Well, it's actually a block in the end. The defenders do manage to get back, and they're just about surviving Brentford.
And so Connor with a vital interception. Here's Roberts, though. Swindon have a corner. 15 minutes to go, they have the lead. Testing times these for Brentford. Strange one along the ground. Comes back to Rooney. Now the goal scorer, Luongo. McCormack. Dangerous ball back in. Now that looked like a possible foul there, as Douglas tries to win the ball back and succeeds. That was a big decision for the referee as well, and it's getting a bit heated.
Well, this is what you expect. It's high-stakes football, and a couple of occasions now Swindon are happy that they haven't possibly got penalties.
Douglas has been taking stick, of course, all day from the home fans as a former Swindon player.
The challenges are flying in, and as a defender, you've got to be absolutely sure. And you make challenges like that, and that's really clumsy from El Alagoui. This is the one that ball's breaking towards Adam Rooney. There's a definite handball in there. From that angle, you can see clearly that Kevin O'Connor sticks his arm out, makes contact with it. And I tell you what, if Swindon don't get to Wembley, they'll be very, very upset that they've not been given a spot kick for that.
And some difficult decisions for referee Eltringham to make. Douglas. It's broken to Roberts. Rooney will chase. And Moore equal to the challenge again. And that's about the clearest foul of the day there by Forshaw.
And it's very important for Brentford now that they keep their cool, because they're under pressure, they're a goal down, they're getting forced back, and they run the risk of conceding a second goal.
Hudson replaced by Forrester for Brentford. Clever player, Harry Forrester, and one who will be well known to the opposition manager, having come through the youth system at Aston Villa. Calmly done by O'Connor. And back they come again. Swindon with Williams. There's a good tackle by Bidwell. Donaldson. I agree. Bidwell. Douglas. Donaldson. El Alagoui. Good challenge. Bit of space here for Logan. Forshaw couldn't find him with the return ball. It's a difficult one for Dean, but he coped with it well.
Shayden Logan is an attacking right back, but at this stage of the game I just wonder whether Uwe Rosler wants him powering forward. It's a space in behind him that Swindon are looking to exploit there.
Forrester. Held up well by Williams, although the ball was never going to find Rooney, his striking partner. Roberts just helps it on. And then a foul by Williams. A crucial one-goal advantage at the moment for Swindon and Kevin McDonald. Forshaw with a moment of embarrassment right in front of the Swindon fans. McCormack, foul by Forshaw. Roberts. Swindon not content with one goal to take to Griffin Park on Monday. 10 minutes to go, they're looking for another.
Yeah, I think they feel they're playing well enough to take a two-goal lead here, but it is about that second leg, and if you take 2 goals to Griffin Park, it can make life a lot easier, but I still don't think, regardless of the scoreline here, it's going to be straightforward in that second game.
Roberts. Flicked off Forshaw. So it's a corner. Will be taken by the goal scorer, Luongo. Kavira joins that throng. Edge of the 6-yard box. Flint coming in to meet it. McCormack back in. And a header on by Williams. Donaldson all on his own there for Brentford.
In situations like this, your front men are absolutely vital. You just need a bit of respite. When the ball goes up to them, you need them to get hold of the ball so the team can move up the field and just relieve some of the pressure.
And both teams are ready to make changes now. Adam Forshaw going off for Brentford. Sam Saunders will replace him. Goal-scoring midfielder and a free-kick specialist. And their most used substitute this season. Simon Ferry will be the player replaced for the home side. And on in his place, their leading scorer, Jim Collins. He's got 18 goals this season.
And that substitution for Swindon really does make sense. Jim Collins, a big physical centre forward. That's what Swindon need now. Simon Ferry's had a couple of games absence with a hamstring strain. He'll be needed for the second game, so that's why he's been taken off.
Kavira's clearance. McCormack. Rooney. But this hit it straight against Luongo. Williams overran it. Forrester. Bidwell thundering forward in support. And his cross.
You can see that Brentford aren't just trying to sit back and see out time and play for a 1-0 defeat. They're sending on Forrester and Saunders. They're looking for an equaliser.
Looks like a bit of cramp or a hamstring problem even. Williams drags himself to his feet.
It's been such a cagey game, a very tight game. touch of quality was always maybe going to change things, and Massimo Luongo, quite brilliant footwork. That's a wonderful finish. Simon Moore, exceptional goalkeeper, but no chance.
Well, Donaldson was claiming a penalty then, as were the travelling Brentford fans behind that goal.
He's a big, powerful centre forward, and it takes something to knock him over when that ball comes in. Was there too much of a foul? There was a bit of grappling at the far post, and they're both at it.
O'Connor's clearance. Logan hits it long. Headed away by Ward. Here's Donaldson again. Agui. Oh, he's done well here. And what a good challenge that was by the skipper McCormack.
Well, you wonder how important a player Alan McCormack is for Swindon. We've just had a perfect example of it there. If not for him, Agui probably just thinks this over the keeper and scores. Brilliant footwork, but talk about determination. What a challenge this. It has to be timed perfectly as well for McCormack. He's across like lightning. That's a really important challenge.
Saunders delivers from the corner, and then the shot was wildly off target by the other substitute, Forrester. But it did take a deflection.
There's Luongo closing him down, the goal scorer, getting in the way of the shot.
Saunders again to deliver. A powerful header from Dean, but never going to trouble goalkeeper Foddering. Into the final, including stoppage time, 5 minutes or so.
It's going to be a very nervy 5 minutes for both managers. They know a goal at this stage could really change everything for Monday afternoon. See that Swindon have been in the ascendancy in terms of chances and hitting the target. Brentford hasn't really worked for him whatsoever.
Collins caught offside there. One goal in it at Bramall Lane last night, one goal in it at the county ground so far today. Saunders, and he committed the foul on Bell, and then gives a mouthful of abuse to the assistant who flagged. Well, unlike last Saturday, it's retrievable, of course, for Brentford. They only had seconds against Doncaster. They've got the rest of this game, albeit not much of it, but crucially another 90 minutes on Monday. Logan. Oh, well played. And it's a good delivery as well. Williams back defending now for Swindon.
Well, Brentford are certainly committing bodies forward. Once again, Shaylin Logan breaking down this right-hand side. Great ball in. They're not settling for that 1-0 scoreline, Brentford here.
A reminder, they don't have the away goals rule in these playoffs. As Dean hits it long. Bidwell winning it back, but Douglas can't keep possession for long. Great play by O'Connor. Brentford's throw. So we move into the final minute. It's a relatively short and easy trip along the M4 to Griffin Park for Swindon, who I'm sure will take their full allocation of tickets. It could be a tense 90 minutes or perhaps more on Monday. Moore knocks it clear. Luongo's there again.
Oh, it's a really difficult opportunity because the ball is just sitting up. He's off balance. He's chasing it down as well. He's shown he's got the quality with the goal that he scored. He's always up there, just on the edge of the penalty area, and balls are being played in. He's always willing to break forward and try and collect possession, but that's a difficult opportunity on the rise.
He's an all-action midfielder who can pass the ball well. He's got that little touch of class that he hopes one day we'll see him operate at a higher level, and he certainly showed it with the goal. Three minutes of stoppage time. Away by Ward.
I'd have to say the first half was a very even contest. In this second half, though, Swindon as the home side have pushed on, and a bit of quality has given them the lead, and I think overall they probably deserve a one-goal advantage to take to Griffin Park on Monday.
But they haven't achieved it yet. Here's Saunders. Luongo happy just to knock it back into opposition territory. Bidwell closed down immediately. That's good pressure from Swindon. Bidwell again. And the bounce deceiving McCormack. Here's Douglas. Adeyemi tries to get it into that danger area again for Brentford. He'll have a throw. Saunders. Lint gets it clear. Good late rally this by Brentford. No way out for them at the moment. Swindon and their back four in particular, but there will be now goal kick.
Yeah, Swindon's turn just over the last 5 minutes or so to weather a bit of a storm. But you have to give Brentford enormous credit. Once they conceded the opening goal, I expected them maybe just to sit behind the ball and try and contain Swindon, but they haven't. They've sent substitutes on, they've given it a real go, and they're putting the home side under pressure at the death.
Given away by the substitute. A fine run by Forrester. It's all a bit messy at the moment. Logan. And the fullback produces another moment of magic here. And on it goes to Saunders. It was a great ball in. Douglas meets it. And that could be a penalty. It is. In the last minute. What does that remind you of? And it was the man who gave Swindon the lead who could well have thrown away that lead here.
As he turned from hero to villain, Luongo, he goes sliding in. He's nowhere near the ball at this stage of the game. Just stay on your feet in the penalty area. Don't go to ground. You go flying in like this, you run the risk of giving a penalty away. It's not the biggest contact you'll ever see on Harry Forrester, but do you make challenges like that, you give the referee a decision to make. And we'll talk about Brentford and penalties. Here we go again.
Astonishingly, a week on, this time it is the nominated penalty taker. Mr. Brentford, if you like, Kevin O'Connor, with nearly 500 appearances behind them, with a crucial kick, and finds the net. And I bet one young Italian called Marcello Trotta is a very relieved man on the substitutes bench.
Well, that's how you take a penalty under severe pressure, because there was never any chance of Kevin O'Connor missing here. The ball hits the net before Fotheringham even moves. It's a stunning penalty, and great to see Trotter with a smile on his face, but this changes absolutely everything before Monday. But O'Connor, what a penalty. You can see Fotheringham's diving, but the ball's behind him before he's even got anywhere near it. It's a stunning penalty, as cool as you like.
And every Brentford fan must be feeling at that moment what might have been had it been him and not Trotter who stepped up to take the penalty against Doncaster last week. But that's history now. They only have to look forward, and they have to look forward possibly to going back to Griffin Park on Monday, all square. But will they? Well, that's how things can change so quickly in this game. What an opportunity for Williams.
Well, this is why we love the playoffs, because it's never over till it's over. Just clumsy defending from Brentford. They just go to sleep, and Williams gets in. You can see he's got a keeper bearing down on him. It's a difficult chance. If he just dinks that in, it changes everything once again. What an incredible final 5 minutes we've had.
Well, Brentford have had few opportunities in this game, but the one golden chance that was presented to them from the penalty spot was taken with relish by Kevin O'Connor, their captain. And that surely will bring this tie to an end. It is finished. Swindon Town 1, Brentford 1. A tale of penalties again for the Bees. But this time, the sting in the tail belonged to them. And Uwe Rosler celebrates a very, very important equalising goal. And a penny for his thoughts. Massimo Luongo, who thought he was going to be the hero with that excellent goal to give Swindon the lead, turned out in the end to be something of a villain with the rash tackle that led to Brentford's equaliser. All to play for at Griffin Park on Monday. Swindon Town 1, Brentford 1, the final score here today.